Hi friends, my name is krishnaakumalla. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We already discussed illustration 9 in our previous video. In this video, we are going to discuss one more accommodation bill related problem, basically illustration 10. So without wasting much time, let us get into illustration 10, understand, know how to resolve that problem. Okay? Okay guys, let us read the problem. What is that illustration says? For the mutual accommodation of X and Y, on 1st April 2019, X drew a 4-month bill on Y for 4,000 rupees. So who is the drawer here? X is the drawer and Y is the drawee. Are you clear? Then Y returned the bill after acceptance of the same date. So X drew the bill, Y accepted and sent that bill back to X. X discounts the bill from his bankers at 6% per annum and remit 50% of the proceeds to Y. What X did? Bill has come to X. After receiving this bill, what X did? He went to bank, he discounted this bill with 6% per annum discount, and he sent 50% of the proceeds to Y. Whatever amount he discounted in that, 50% amount he has given to Y. Next, what happened? On the due date, X is unable to send the amount due, and therefore Y draws a bill for 7,000 rupees, which is duly accepted by X. Here, what you need to understand, on the due date, what X is supposed to do? X is supposed to pay back the amount used by him to Y. Why? Because Y accepted the bill. Y has to pay this amount to banker. So, what Y is going to do? Y expects X to pay back the amount used by him, and amount used by him he will take into account, plus amount received from X he will take into account, and then he will make the payment to bank. But unfortunately here, what happened? X was unable to make the payment. X was unable to make the payment. So for that, what happened? Y draw the bill now. Now Y has become a drawer and X become a drawee. For how much bill? He wrote a bill for 7,000. He wrote a bill for 7,000. And which is duly accepted by X. X accepted the bill. Y discounts the bill for 6,600. The 7,000 bill, what is with Y now? Y discounted this bill with 6,600 rupees. Then he sends back 1,300. Sends back 1,300. Why 1,300? We are going to discuss all those things. Before the bill due date for payment, X becomes insolvent. X accepted the bill, right? He became insolvent. After becoming insolvent, he paid 25 paisa per rupee. So this is the problem we are going to work. Okay. Now, first, X drew the bill on Y. He is asking us to write the journal entries only in the books of X. So let us focus on X books. X drew the bill on Y for 4,000. So bills receivable for X. Why? Because he draw the bill. Obviously, the bill will be received by X. So bills receivable is an asset for him. So bills receivable account debit to Y account 4,000 rupees. This is the entry. Y also would have written as if he accepted the bill. That is done. Then what X did? He discounted the bill 6% per annum. That means what? 4,000 rupees into 6% into 4 months bill, right? So it should be 4 by 12. Then how much it will come? 80 rupees. How much it will come? 80 rupees. He discounted the bill for 80 rupees. 6% per annum into 4 by 12. So what entry X will write? bank account debit 3,920 because 4,080 rupees will go off for discount. So discount is an expenditure for him. He is debiting discount account and creating bills receivable account with key discount. Clear so far? Then what happened? X paid 50% of the proceeds to Y. 50% of 4,000 is how much? 2,000. He paid 2,000 rupees, but he cannot pay 2,000 rupees cash to him. Why? Because he has a discount of 80 rupees. When he is sharing 50% of the proceeds with Y, he has to share discount also with him. 50% of discount is how much? 40. So how much he would have paid? 1,960 rupees he paid, and he recovered 40 rupees of discount from him. So what entry we write? Y account debit 2,000. Why we debited Y account? Because we are paying Y 2,000 rupees. Y account is debited 2,000. Cash account 1,960. How did we get 1,960? 80 rupees, 50%, 40 rupees. So 40 rupees discount we deducted, we got 1,960. So 1,960 is the amount paid to cash account. And the discount, whatever he incurred here, 50% has been recovered. So that will be an income for him. So he is creating that 40 rupees. Clear? So this entry. Then what happened? On the due date, X was unable to pay this bill amount to bank. So on the due date, what happened? X was unable to make the payment to Y. So what happened? Y would have paid this amount to bank. X bill is not with X. The bill is with the bank. Banker would have gone to Y, requested for the payment. Y would have paid that amount. But what mistake happened here? X was unable to make the payment to Y. Since X was unable to make the payment to Y, what Y did is Y wrote another bill. So he accepted. Y wrote a bill for how much? 7,000 rupees. So Y account debit 7,000 rupees. This is the new bill. Y account debit 7,000 rupees. Bills payable account 7,000 rupees. He is accepting the bill now. X is accepting 7,000 bill. So Y account debit to bills payable account 7,000. This is the entry. X will write. Then what Y did? Y discounted this bill for 400 rupees. Y discounted this bill for 400. So he would have written bank account debit 6,600, discount account debit 400, two bills receivable account 7,000. This entry would have been written by Y. We are not writing Y books here. But after discounting, what Y did? Transferred 1,300 to X. Why he transferred 1,300? 7,000 if he draw, how much he has to pay to X and how much he has to retain? 3,500. 50% he has to retain with him and remaining 50% he has to pay to X. He has to retain this amount and this amount has to be paid to X. But X is supposed to pay him 2,000 rupees, right? So the 2,000 rupees he will deduct and remaining 1,500 rupees he paid to X. Guys, this is very, very important. Once again, I'll explain. First, X wrote a bill on Y for 4,000. He discounted the bill and paid 2,000 rupees to him and he retained 2,000 rupees. On the due date, X is supposed to pay this 2,000 rupees to him so that Y can pay this amount to bank. But X did not make the payment to Y. So what Y did? Y wrote a bill for 7,000. So Y discounted this 7,000 bill now. Once discounted, out of the 7,000, 3,500 he has to use and remaining 3,500 rupees he has to give it to X. But he is not giving 3,500 rupees to X. Why? X is already supposed to pay 2,000 rupees to him. That amount he will deduct and remaining 1,500 rupees he is supposed to pay. But in this 1,500, again, his discount also he has to share. 400 rupees he discounted. So that means what? 200 rupees discount has to be borne by X. So in this 200 rupees discount, he will deduct. So overall, how much amount he paid? 1300. So that is the reason why you could see bank account debit 1300, discount account debit 200, to Y account 1500. I hope you are clear on this one, right? Again, I'm repeating, 7,000 rupees bill he discounted and he has to retain 3,500 and he has to pay 3,500 rupees X. But in this, he will deduct 2,000. What is this 2,000? X is supposed to pay to Y 2,000 rupees regarding the first bill. So the 2,000 he is deducting and remaining 1,500 is supposed to pay. But out of this 1,500, in this he discounted this bill for 400 rupees, right? In this 200 rupees he will bear and 200 rupees he will ask X to bear, right? So 200 rupees if he deduct, he has to pay 1,300 rupees to X. So that is the reason you see why X received 1,300 cash from Y. Bank account debit 1,300, discount is lost to X. So 200 rupees debit to Y account 1,500. Clear? Now, on the due date, now who has to pay this amount to bank? X has to pay because X accepted 7,000 bill. He has to pay 7,000 rupees, but he became insolvent. Since he became insolvent, he has to write a dishonor entry. What a dishonor entry he will write? He accepted bills payable, right? That he is not paying, so he has to cancel. So the credit balance of payables will become debit balance now because he is canceling that. Bills payable account to debit 7,000 and he has to pay this amount to Y. So to Y account 7,000. Clear? Now, if you prepare Y account and post all these transactions, Y account is created with 4,000. Here no Y account. Here Y account is debited with 2,000. And here Y account is debited with 7,000. And then here Y account is created with 1,500. Now you see, and here Y account is created with 7,000. 12,500 minus 9,000. How much? 3,500. So net, Y is supposed to pay how much? 3,500 rupees. I just prepared a Y account, nothing else. Wherever Y is there, you just post those transactions and see what is the balance. So Y account is showing 3,500 rupees balance in the X books. So that means what? X is supposed to pay 3,500 rupees to Y. But how much he paid? 25 paisa he paid. 1/4 of 3,500. So how much it will be? 1/4. 3,500 to 0.25. Simple. 3,500 to 0.25. How much it will come? 875 rupees. So he paid 875 rupees. So what entry he will write? Y account debit 3,500. He is supposed to pay. So he is debiting Y account with 3,500. And he is paying 875 rupees cash. That's all. That is what we calculated here because he paid only 25 paisa. 875 rupees credit to deficiency account. The difference 3,500 minus 875 is 2,006. So he will transfer that amount to deficiency account. This is how the journal entries have to be prepared for this illustration. I hope you are clear on this topic, right? That's all for the day. Thank you so much.